And here we go. Look at there. It's Robert Bidinotto and me, Larry O'Connor. And I thank you so much for being part of our monthly book club here at our OC Locals page. For everybody watching this on YouTube, maybe a few days after we went live, if you want to be a part of our live webcast, we do our book club and we do a whole lot of other live special exclusive interviews. Come on over to larryo'connor.locals.com, join up, be a part of what we do here in our community, and then you'll be able to actually interact and ask questions during the interview, as we will a little later with the members of our book club. Many of them, Robert, I think, read the book. Some of them might not have, and that'll be even more interesting.
That will be. I can't give away any secrets.
That's right. Well, see, that's the interesting thing. How do we do this? Because it's a book club, I know the majority of people have read it. So is it okay to do some spoilers on this?
Oh, yeah. Why not? I think that some of the other people who might be visiting have already read the book, too. So
there you go. And also, let's face it, this book, Hunter, we're talking about this is your debut thriller, right? That you wrote just a little over 10 years ago. It's first of all, I just want to say, and I'll give you a look at the cover art there so everybody can see the latest rendition of the artwork for Hunter.
Actually, I have the latest rendition. That's not
even the newest? Oh.
This is the new one.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the well, I don't want to glare it there, but yeah.
Oh, I like it with the Capitol Dome in the background. Oh, that's absolutely. Very nice. That's very good.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I have looked forward to this conversation with you after reading this book more than any of the authors that I've talked to so far.
Wow, thank you.
Because I know it's weird, and I know that if you're a good thriller writer, you're really good about trying to make it current and make it relevant. But let's face it, I read some Tom Clancy books and they're fantastic, but they're very much of a certain era.
Sure. Yeah.
Robert, you wrote Hunter 11 years ago, or probably the way this works, you probably started writing it even longer ago than that.
I did.
And I got to tell you, the aspects of this book having to do with prosecutorial misconduct, sentencing reform, as we're calling it, and reinventing criminal justice, and basically politicians grandstanding and putting murderers back on the streets because it makes them feel good or it gives them votes. Yes. Robert, this is right out of today's headlines. We are living this story right now. It's incredible.
I tried to write this thing so that it wouldn't be prophetic. I used to write for Reader's Digest. That's how I got into this whole crime thing. I used to write crime investigative reports for Reader's Digest.
Okay.
One of the seminal ones, the one that put me on the map originally, was the one that was in the 1988 campaign, came out in July 88. It's called Getting Away with Murder. As a matter of fact, I got a copy of the old Reader's Digest that had it in there. And that one is the one that made prison furloughs, and the name, we called him William R. Horton Jr. We were very discreet about that, but Lee Atwater decided to nickname him Willie. So it was Willie Horton. And that's the article that made Willie Horton famous and got me kicked off of Michael Dukakis' Christmas card list.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, and for everybody sort of scratching their head and wondering, okay, so why are we talking about Willie Horton and the prison furlough plans of the 80s and going into the 90s and criminal justice reform? What has that got to do with this thriller written in 2011? That's where, listen, there were a lot, as usual in a thriller, there were a lot of reveals in this book. Well, one of the earliest reveals that you start to figure out when you start putting things together in the way you wrote it, Robert, which is, by the way, I want to say, I've read a lot of these books and you can see a lot of different things coming. I didn't know exactly what was going on for the first maybe 25% of the book. I love the way you sort of slowly reveal who's doing what and why. But this is a vigilante book. This is a vigilante who sees what's broken in criminal justice and has a very, very righteous approach to righting some wrongs out there. And it all stems from these issues that you were entrenched in as a journalist.
Exactly.